Alrighty, hey guys, Yuyukirby here with another episode of Yuyu versus Roguelikes. As you can see, this week we're going to be taking on Darkest Dungeon. But this time, I have a twist. Our good friend Ty will be joining us for this incursion because I'd actually said that today was going to be Parasite Eve finale, but we both got busy, so we're just gonna do Darkest Dungeon. So let me get. By the way, real quick, is the stream quiet for anyone else? Cause I'm not getting anything on my preview in terms of sound. That is. Kind of a bit worried about that, to be honest. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. Alright. Alright, so let's get started and... Hey there, Danny. Welcome to the beginning of this stream.
Yeah, here.
When you replied, I'd actually was getting ready for this, so that's why I just decided to just go and...
Yeah, you remember our venerable house?
Yeah.
Opulent and imperial.
I woke up like...
gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor.
I slept in.
I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor.
I played like 3 hours of
But
Fortnite
decadence
last night.
and luxury.
Like, alright, maybe I need some
And
sleep.
yet I began to tire of
And I woke up at
conventional
like 5 p.m.
extravagance.
Like,
Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to
welcome
some
to the
fabulous
beginning of
and
this, Danny.
unnameable power. With relic
now
and
something that
ritual,
makes
I've bent
this
every
a lot
effort towards the
different
excavation
than
and
the other
recovery of
universes
those long
roguelikes.
buried
Well, first of all,
secrets,
besides Ty,
exhausting what remained of our family
this
fortune
game
on swarthy
actually,
workmen and sturdy shovels.
actually
At
has a
last,
save
in the
feature
salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest
and
foundations,
story.
we unearthed
yeah,
that
Darkest
damnable
Dungeon
portal
is probably one of my
antediluvian
favorite
evil.
roguelikes. But it's probably because I'm a huge fan of Lovecraft and
Our
this
every
game
step
is
unsettled the ancient earth,
deeply rooted in
but we were in a realm of
food
death
style,
and madness.
Gothic Victorian.
In the end, I alone
biggest
fled
enemy of
laughing
your
and wailing through those
adventure
blackened
is
arcades
yourself.
of antiquity. Until
And the flaws of the human
consciousness
mind.
failed
It's
me.
great.
You remember our venerable
Oh,
house,
shit. I'm sorry.
opulent and imperial. It is a festival
I was
abomination.
doing a little bit
I
with
beg
the
you, Return home,
Elgato
clean
on the
your
mixer
birthright,
because I wasn't
and
sure
deliver
if
our
you guys
family
could hear
from
before.
the ravenous, clutching shadows
Yeah, I need to turn stuff down on my end because for some reason everything's maxed.
of the darkest dungeon.
I play on PC, I should note.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just gonna read this for real quick. Darkest Dungeon is about making the most of a bad situation. Quests will fail or must be abandoned. Heroes will die, and when they die, they stay dead. Progress saves frequently, so actions are permanent. The game expects a lot of you. How far you push your interests? How much are you willing to risk your... I think that was timed. Yeah, I do have a game. I haven't played since Halloween, so...
yeah, that was probably like a practice.
I forget what the difficulty choices were for this. 'Cause I think Radiant was
I can get that up for you. Radiant, I think, is the easiest difficulty. I think I play on darkest difficulty, but
I
let
think
me look.
the
Darkest dungeon.
okay, I have no idea what I think I might have chosen Radiant for the first one.
The normal mode of darkest dungeon is darkest difficulty. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Not as difficult as Stygian. It takes more time to complete than Radiant. Is recommended for players who want a prolonged experience. Radiant mode is meant for players who want to keep their playtime low, but it's still designed to give the player just as much challenge as Darkest. It is intended to take less time overall to complete than normal. The mode is still challenging, monsters have the same stat, and nothing about Burrow Death has changed. But some gameplay rules have been flexed or altered in ways that reduce some of the more time-consuming mid and late game elements.
do you want to do?
I also have a list of game changes.
We don't have to do that. Do you want to do a short campaign or a long campaign for this?
That's up to you. This is your roguelike experience.
Yeah, but you're gonna be helping me for this. Like
Well,
said,
I
take
I
some
haven't
time.
beaten the game. I should note. I play on. I think I play on Darkest, but I need to check. Oh yeah, I definitely play on Darkest because the difference that you'll notice in the difficulties is the icons, and Darkest has a white aura around it. Radiant has a yellow or golden aura, and Stygian has a red aura with a cracked skull.
Yeah,
There is one more difficulty mode if you have the Crimson Court DLC.
I don't have that. I still need to buy that.
Which apparently is harder. I don't know. I'll play on Darkest because I have a file there
Now,
for Darkest.
yeah,
and,
I chose
Darkest means that your run's gonna be probably about a moderate pace.
Yeah. So what do we want to name this? I named it Hooktail mostly because I kind of
Tail.
named. Yeah, I named my Animal
gotcha.
Crossing Tail that. That one creative.
All right, so since we're playing on Darkest,
Do you want to just do Yuyu for the name?
that's up to you.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm lazy.
What is my? I just named it after myself, I believe. So. Well, actually, no. I call it Darkest on one of my files for week 0. Let me check here.
You will arrive along the old road.
I'm so amazed that this game actually made it onto the
It winds with a
Switch,
troubling
honestly.
serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside.
Yeah, this game is on Switch and it has touchscreen
Leading
support.
Yeah,
only,
I
fear,
don't have it
to
because I
evermore
have it
tenebrous
because I
places.
bought this.
There is a
So
sickness
Yeah.
in the ancient
it's kind of
pitted
like Pirate
cobbles
Warriors
of the
3
old
and
road,
3 in my thing.
and on its
Why do I need a
wide
Switch
path,
version if I have
you will
both the
face
console and the
viciousness,
handheld version?
violence,
Yeah.
and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors.
Return the slab or suffer.
So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery.
This is just how
without
Judges
madness.
began. A terrible carriage
The old
accident.
road will take you to hell.
Yeah.
But in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
This game's gritty comic book art style is probably why I fell in love with it.
Yeah, the art style is really good on this. I do happen to like it.
It's also consistent.
Yeah. Alrighty. So map navigation, we're currently in a room. Move towards another room, use the right stick to select destination or map.
I love how there's a post on the Darkest Dungeon Reddit that says Darkest difficulty is too easy. I'm just like,
It's the normal difficulty. No
Yeah.
shit. It's like, yeah. Circle the closed window.
Apprentice dungeons are too easy. They're supposed to be balanced to be
Yeah,
beatable
so
with level
basically we
zeros.
start with a Seeker Crusader and a Seeker Highwayman. Crusaders are basically just mostly front mans, like best shield and best armor.
Mhm.
Highwaymen are basically just like thieves. Thieves. The preferred position, basically best where they're best at. Like the Crusader Reynold prefers being in the first 2 slots, while Dismas prefers being in second, third.
the brightness of the position also differs, so they do have primary and secondary positions.
Yeah, yeah. I can see Deismus has orbs in first and fourth, but but not as bright as second, third. Also,
That
they have,
basically means that he does have more moves to use in that position, and the dimmer orbs mean that he does still have moves, but they
but he's better per
reduce how many applications he has. Yeah.
Yeah. They also have quirks, good and bad.
Hmm.
Reynold has Warrior of Light for good, which gives him 10% damage boost if torches above 75.
Hmm.
And his bad ones are God-fearing. In town, he will only pray for stress relief. And Kleptomaniac, he is prone to stealing items.
Hmm.
Items Dismiss has Hard Noggin, which gives him a stun resistance boost. But he's in and Quick Reflexes, which gives him a speed boost, that's actually a pretty decent one. And he's no cheat, so he can't gamble.
Hmm.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just
This
ahead.
is the hallway, and then we're in combat situation.
Dispatch this thug in brutal
Combat is
fashion.
turn-based. On your
All
hero's
may
turn,
hear of your
select the skill
arrival.
icon and select the target. If you can't select a particular shield, it's because that hero needs to play in a different spot, or there are no valid targets. Highlight the shield's tier requirements.
Oh man, I haven't played this game since August. I have a 13-week file on here. I haven't played since August, so this ought to go real well.
Alright, so Deismus in the second position has access to Open Veil, which is open him in first, second, or third position, which is a melee attack. Causes bleed, and debuffs the target minus 20% bleed resist and minus 1 speed. His pistol shot can only be done in... Oh, it also hits the first 2 slots of the enemy. His pistol shot, while he is in the second position and can use it, he cannot use it because there's no enemy in the second through fourth slots. Grape Shot Blast is a multi-hit attack, which can only be done in the second or third slot, and it hits the first 3 and tracking shot can be used the same as pistol shot. So we're just gonna do open vein on this guy. So he's bleeding. But at the same time, so is Reynold. Fuck you.
I'm like looking at my party, and they are not looking good right now. I'm not very good at this game, but I still.
I'm not
it.
either. It is a good one though. Reynold, as a Crusader, starts with Smite, which is his melee attack. So, yeah. He also starts with Zealous Accusation. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream Star Allies. If I do, I probably might not be a blind stream. But there is a game I do want to do blind. When the Spyro remaster is announced and I get my hands on it, I will be doing all 3 of those blind. Because I want you guys to see my experiences and seeing how much those games have changed. Also, to allow us to actually do Spyro 3. Because if people remember, I never did that because I don't have access to the greatest hits version, which is the superior version. Crash! Oh god. If I do decide to do Crash, I will not be doing 1. Because seriously, fuck the first Crash. Crusader comes with ranged attack, Zealous Accusation, which hits, I think, both the enemies in the first 2 slots. Also, yeah, Crusader basically just deals damage to the first two enemies. Also, Stunning Blow, which gives stun. And
Why do I have like 7 gestures?
it's basically just blame RNG tie, because I know that much.
Yeah. I haven't seen this file in like 6 months, so.
That's just her usual face, Misaki. Do not worry, she makes that face a lot.
That's just the face she makes. It's
Confidence surges as the enemy
We have
crumbles.
loot, which would just take money. Let me get going. Oh god, we're still bleeding. Active object. Well, that was
Leave nothing
lucky.
unchecked.
That was invaluable.
There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Alright,
probably take a couple of those.
now we basically have
An
a
ambush.
boss fight.
Send
And
these
we've
vermin
got
a message.
surprised, so
The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
switch out.
I'm trying to find out what I need to take. I'll take a couple of those, I guess. I wanted to get the DLC for this game, but I have such an inconsistent playtime with this game that I just haven't sat down and played it. Apparently there is a time limit in this game now.
That's something I also forget. Big enemies take 2 slots. Because while Zealous Accusation, says that's why Zealous Accusation will not hit the Fustulaire. So you're gonna stun the big guy just to get some free turns to get rid of his buddy. And now we're just gonna be grape shot blasting. Yes, now the reason why Grape Shot Blast hit is because he is technically in the 3rd slot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Grape Shot Blast will hit both of the enemies. It's gonna keep stunning him. Ah, and he resisted it. This should kill. Good.
Press this advantage.
Good. Corpses.
Give them
Most
no
monsters
quarter.
die due to corpses. Corpses act as temporary obstacles and will eventually go in there. Attack toward corpses to destroy them faster, but often better approach to use the range skills, push-pull skills, even corpse carrying special skills that some heroes possess. Monsters killed with bleed, blight, or crits leave no corpses at all.
Find yourself. The combat is a slow and insidious killer. That
Alright,
line is
yeah.
so good. If you want to talk about the line in this game that explains the entirety of this game, it's that.
Yeah.
Prodigious size of
There is no
roll does not
guarantee of
dissuade
victory
the
ever.
sharpened blade.
Simply delaying the
And now we've
inevitable.
completed the requirements for the quest. We can return to town anytime. Just press right. You don't need to return to starting room and extension to exit. It's only if we still have stuff to do. Up. You get. Ooh, this one's had got a bad quirk.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. And you are
I
bound
want to see what
them.
his bad one is. It's a cup I have. Forget how you. forget how you check status for characters. Oh.
Survival guide. Scouting chance? Who has good scouting? Oh no, that's just a scouting chance, isn't it?
Okay. No.
Disarm,
I do know
trap
what I
disarm
want.
chance.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can check these. We could see the graveyard to see any
Most
hero
will
that's
end up
spawned
here, covered
during
in
the
the
mission.
poisoned earth,
We can recruit new
awaiting
heroes.
merciful oblivion.
So we could get a Plague Doctor and a
Women
Vestal.
and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses.
We also upgraded
All
Stage
will
Code
find their
Network
way to
to
us now
get
that the
more
road is
characters.
clear.
So we can either upgrade the network, which increases the number of recruits available prior, the barracks, which increases the size of the hero roster, and the experience units, which increases chance of higher level units. We'll increase the number of stagecoach units and the hero barracks.
More arrive, foolishly
And
seeking
the last
fortune and
thing
glory
is the
in this
Ancestors
domain
Memoirs,
of the damned.
which we can, basically it's the
In time, you will know the
Gallery.
tragic extent of my failings.
I need to stop searching items because this place is trapped to hell and back.
Alright.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Ah, there we go. Alright. Alright, so dismisses new quirk. Minus 5 damage melee skills. Ew, that's a pretty bad one. Alright.
It's worth noting that not all resolve tests will end up negative.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
If you have a really heroic character, they will wind up with positive
Yeah.
resolves, which is actually quite fantastic.
Yeah. Alright, so
Like I have a jester that's been getting positive resolves the whole time,
huh,
and
nice.
has actually been helping keep my party's stress low. Despite one of the enemies in this dungeon having an incredibly damaging, an incredibly
Skill?
stressful attack.
Alright, so Grand Quirk, our secret plague doctor, has the quirks Eldritch Slayer, plus 10 plus 10 accuracy and plus 3% critical chance against Eldritch enemies. But he also is prone to devastating dark arts and plus 20 stress versus human enemies.
Obstacle Curio. I should have a shovel for this.
His plague doctors are best suited for third slots, and they prefer going after the back two targets. Grimon, our Vestal, also has Warrior of Light, but she also has Fear of Unholy, plus 15 stress and minus 10% accuracy versus Unholy. Yeah, that's not a good one.
Hunger. Yes. Eat 4 food.
Alright, so as you see, we have a lot of few places, just mostly 2 though, so we're just gonna go to the place that our characters will not complain about. Ooh, that's right, forgot to get how you equip stuff. Oh,
Deadly. Oh, nice. I got a quirk from a book that gave my grave robber plus 1% crit chance, which is actually a lot more than you think.
nice. Alright.
1% anything is really
Cost of
good.
Oh,
preparedness,
definitely.
measured now in gold,
So now we have the provision
Later.
screen.
in blood.
This basically is what we could take. So we start off with a
That
purge
sounds
of
good.
with a vial of holy water, which used to purge evil and restore purity. Can also be applied to hero to increase resistances, and anti-venom. We all know what that is. We can buy food, shovels to use to clear obstacles, break into things, anti-venom, bandages to stop bleeding, medicinal herbs Use prevent items and cleanse items to prevent melodies. Keys. Holy water. Lindolium. Synthesis in newer ones mining towards the dark. And torch. Forget how much of each item we need. I should look that up real quick.
Jesus. All right. This ought to be good. My leper has selfish, which means that he can just decide to skip his own turn.
Oh god.
Darkest Dungeon is a fantastic game. Because it's not the enemy, it's your party's decisions.
Okay.
All right. Poison darts.
Pause for
Yeah.
being quiet for this.
Contents are yours. An emerald.
Alright.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna.
Traps. Curios.
There,
Battle. That's the room I need to go to.
Alrighty. So now let's get going into our first expedition to the ruins of our ancestry.
I'll give that to you. That's a lot of gold. Snippet from the Journal of a Doomed Expedition.
That's always good to find.
Yeah, I'll take it over my,
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, so our goal for this is to explore 90% of rooms.
Experiments do not yield any findings. Alright. Trap. Lovely. Oh boy. All right.
Yeah,
Well, I've had better runs. This could be worse.
Otherworldly corruption.
Like legitimately, this could be way worse.
Alright, skeletons.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. Hacks laden with loot are often low on supplies. Even the cold stones.
My grave robbers are the masochist, and I don't know how to feel about this because that's a little too on the spot.
Gonna use a torch to increase our light. Oh, I saw something. Oh, and we have a group of, and we surprised a group of enemies. Stun
portrait, a rupee. Let's see here. I'll drop my holy water for a
Yeah,
rupee.
so as you guys can see, that's why the big guy really was keeping us from doing that.
For the slightest lapse in concentration.
More food.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
I gotta hold on to at least 4 food because if an Avenger takes too long, then
Destroy them.
it could be really bad news if I'm out of food. I'm sitting on a huge pile of gold right now. The exertions of adventuring have produced a growing hunger. Oh yeah, that's why I sat on that food for a while. Hopefully this is the boss fight I need. Nope, this is not the fight.
No, there's
It should be worth noting that they don't tell you this, but it's okay to run away from a dungeon crawl at any
Oh no, they do. They do.
I guess it is in the narration.
Yeah.
But you can run from any fight. You can avoid any. You can just stop dungeon crawling at any point. A lot of people commit to a full run, but that's usually what gets a lot of their core party members killed.
A momentary abatement.
I'll probably see me doing that sometime.
Yeah, it's entirely how far you want to push your party. That's the point of this game. Is you can stop at any point, but it depends on how far you want to push your party.
A death
You can push them as hard as you want.
eradicated.
It's also a grim reminder, in case you're wondering how far back this game goes.
Pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Let me grab this stuff real quick. It's also an indication as well that when this game was in early access, you used to, if a party member died, they would leave remains in older versions of this game. So your party could be blocked by a corpse. And that, of course, caused a lot of issues. As to be expected, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yep.
The rate of heart attacks was also ridiculously high. Like, heart attacks could just happen. And heart attacks also used to instantly kill you. Forgot about that.
Ah, jeez.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
It was only in the game for like a week as well, I should note, on the whole corpse thing.
Really? Now you said this was early access, right?
Yeah, this game was in early access for about 2 years.
Back to the
So that whole thing was in early access, or it was actually part of the main game?
It was part of the game, which was early access back then. Might as well give that guy -9 to stress. He's not in a good spot right now. Okay, well, I'm out of room for just about all of this, so I'm gonna have to just leave it.
Impressive haul. If you value
Used
such
can't make
things.
sure you have enough food for the meal phase. Yeah. Trap boss room. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not in a good spot with any of my party. Move forward. Yeah. Okay, it's just one guy with 105 health. I didn't factor that in. This guy's gonna be real mean. Oh, okay. Well, that's two. That's two of my party having a heart attack right now.
Oh god. Ah shit, I don't think I went through those rooms. Alright, so let's see what we got for quirks. Okay, so we got Resilient for Dismiss, Steady for Grand Court, with Tripler for Grimout. Oh boy. Let's see what those do.
I can still see their
Severe
angry
negative
faces as
quirks.
they
Over
stormed
time,
the
some
manor.
negative quirks will lock in place
But
become
I was
severe.
dead before they found
Severe
me,
negative quirks cause much more
and the
movement
letter
to
was on its
sanitarium.
way.
Okay. Well, that's two of my party members dead. Oops.
Oh shit. God fearing has become negative. Bad. Alright, so resilient. Plus 10% stress shield, that's not bad. But no cheat. Steady, minus 10% stress. And triplet, in town will only drink. Ah boy. Alright, so we can do the Abbey, stress relief.
The cobwebs
Heals
have
relief
been
stress by
dusted,
taking
the
part in
pews
activities
set
at
straight.
Tavern and Abbey.
The
Each
Abbey
activity has different
calls
side
to the
effects.
faithful.
Determine to find the best activity for each hero depending on their quirks. Hero activity locks you in an activity until next week. You will have a different hero with you on your next quest. And drink.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Which we cannot do because we have that guy. Alright, so now we have Secret Arbalist, Secret Hellion, and another Secret Arbalist. We're gonna be taking all these guys though,
Shoot, bandage, and pillage.
just so we don't
dancing
lose anyone.
steps of
Alright, so can we
war.
upgrade anything? Yes we can. Let's upgrade our roster size to 16. Alright, so now our first Arbalest is Skilled Gambler, increased chance of winning while gambling, but nocturnal. -2 speed if torch is above 75. Our blasts prefer being in the 2nd and 4th slots. That's kind of bad because we have 2 people that are in those. Our Hellion has Unholy Slayer, +10 accuracy and +3 crit against Unholy. And Veganophobia, +20 stress if torch above 75. Well, at least we have a good frontline unit now. Again. And our second herbalist had +10% scouting chance in warrens and +10% stress shield, but obsessed with cleanliness and obsessed with material things. Neither of those are really that bad. Alright, so let's see what we got. I know who gave that to, actually. Just turn his shit straight to 0. Alright. So now we're good for this next one. So now we can do... So now we can go back to doing more runes. We can either cleanse, they can be killed, they can be beaten. Explore, unholy machinations have crushed together hallway and vault. Explore your ancestral home as far as you are able. Another explore. Oh, 3. Oh, we can also go to the weld too. Scout.
Well, just in case. I've been dealing with a lot of poisons recently. Yeah.
If I have multiple in one place, do I need to clear all of them?
You have multiple whats?
If I have multiple missions at an area, do I need to do all of them to get to advance, or?
As far as I know, I think you should be fine.
Okay, we're gonna go
Like,
to the
you
wheel.
can just do them in any order.
Alright, we're just gonna go to the wheel though.
The biggest thing you should probably check is the level of difficulty on them. You usually want apprentice stuff.
Yeah, it's apprentice. All the 5 of these are apprentice. Alright, so it's short again. So, alright. We're going to the weld.
Okay, let's see what you got. I'm trying out a myriad of new classes that I've never really seen. I haven't seen a bounty hunter or whatever this thing's name is. I'll get back to you on that one when it's his turn. There it is, Abomination.
Hero panel.
I knew
Heroes.
all these paths
Okay,
once.
yeah.
Now
Something
they're
already
as
knew.
twisted as my own ambitions. If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Juno Darius, Highwayman.
Hmm?
Oh, no, I found your journal page. Day 1. Rare travelers on roads to Sodom, and rather than starve, I pressed my last coins into the hand of one who... Rather than starve, yeah. Into the hand of one who dealt in rumors and shadows. Ravens carry cryptic notes that there is a person or persons who is pledging coin for services best left unmentioned in a hamlet I had never heard of. I'm packing to leave immediately. And so we know we have doggies.
The only thing about abominations is that they cause a huge amount of stress for the party.
Ah, screw you.
New metals are synthesized. That's...
Alright, so Hellions have Wicked Whack for their melee, Iron Swan, which is only unlocked for the 4th slot, Breakthrough, which hits all 3 in the first 3 rows, and Bleed Out, which only hits in the first row. We're gonna be doing that.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Pale Lighting goes to the hero. Nice. All for it. Oh, not for this though. Not a fan of these spider boys.
A faint hope blossoms.
Oh boy.
Press this advantage.
So
Give them no
I'm not
quarter.
gonna join them when I get to them, aren't I?
Huh?
I'm not going to get to. I'm going to enjoy them, aren't I?
Well, I mean, I've never really liked spiders in any stretch of the imagination for games because they always have the worst buffs.
Oh, I see.
I don't mind spiders in the real world. Spiders in video games are just real assholes.
Yeah. And we have mushroom people. Great. Just great.
Let's try this.
Enemies with high protection. Some monsters have high protection, which stores attack damage. DTs blind bleed, ignore and protect, and are effective means to take down these heavily armored opponents.
Yeah, this playthrough can only go through one playthrough now. That's the point. It's never gonna go well. Because this game's playthrough does have a deadline, depending on how long you want the game to go. But the true deadline is, I think, 86 weeks before, like, you fail.
Ah, screw you. I think that damaging effects actually do stack the more you throw them.
A death
There was that
by
one.
inches.
There's those attack name groping swipe. It's like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Their
There,
formation
so
is
there's that
broken.
guy.
Maintain the offensive.
Gonna get you back to forward.
That's a trade-off, huh?
A momentary abatement.
Nice.
momentarily.
Yeah, there are still some games I do want to get streaming, like after we do Mario World, unless if we get the
Continually
follower
onslaught.
goal for Sonic Mania. If you're a viewer and haven't followed, go ahead and follow. We'll have fun with Sonic Mania. I will be doing Ratchet and Clank going commando.
Nah.
So I do have a really long list of that stuff because that list is games I actually wanted to LP.
A full pack often
A lot of my
attracts
LPs went to
unwanted
streaming
attention.
because
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube's going nowhere.
Yeah. Here we go. This way.
Fear of the Eldritch, which is funny because this guy's an abomination and turns into an Eldritch horror, so this is just ironic to the
Okay,
highest degree. He's afraid of himself, which I guess makes sense.
Blood-soaked pages torn from a journal. The others are gone. You are victims of a malevolent transformation. Their scales rotted the soft, vulnerable flesh, slowly suffocating without gills. The worst was their eyes, close in, forced to squint through fleshy slits. I shudder, recalling the horrific and unclean wrath of their blood has rinsed my talons. They wretched, may death grant them soft mercy. Something tells you that those were beasts doing
So
that.
Monduit's done with his curatives.
Ooh, I didn't even see that trap. I need to pay attention. Nope. And we have a group of 4, and we surprised them. That's good.
So I'll get my bounty hunter set up as well. Definitely want to have a Houndmaster alongside because he's actually quite good.
Yeah.
Deviant Taste is not allowed to visit the brothel for reasons best left to discretion.
Oh,
Alright. Good to know on this Vestal that they can't, I think she can't go to brothels. Good to know.
Gnawing uncertainty, the birthplace of dread.
Bearing in mind you can rename all these characters, but that would take forever.
Yeah.
It would probably take forever on PS4.
Yeah.
Secret occultist.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
that's why I'm not really doing that. It's like just to basically give me sanity. I will be doing that on my Pokemon Nuzlocke when I get 50 followers and become affiliate. Because that's what I'm planning to do.
Upgrade combat skills. Ah, okay, hold on. Stagecoach. Increases. I need more deeds in order to upgrade my barracks. So I'm gonna have to sit out on that occultist. So I do have enough for instructor mastery. The trick isn't to like spend as much money as possible on a setup.
Slow death.
Definitely want to save some money for
Unforgiving.
resources. But I definitely want to upgrade these characters' things so that they are less likely to be pounded into the ground by whatever horrors
As
away.
victories mount, so too will
Alright.
resistance.
And I wanted Moduit. So you could go back there. You go there. We can go here. But then you can't do that. So if I remove you, I do have a Crusader sitting in the wake that I can use. Yeah, sounds like a plan to me. Welcome to Replay Talks about stuff for like 20 minutes.
Oh,
Who
now
figures out the best thing to go about it.
Alright. Alright, Helen has euphobia. Great. And there's another trap site in the sea.
Curious is the maker's art.
Dear Prince.
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
And now she's paranoid. When heroes can't take the stress anymore, they become afflicted. Manifest their different behaviors such as unless they send them to treatment town unless you can reduce their stress to 0 during the quest. Ah, boy.
I'll take a couple loud and for this.
Well, it seems that she got dodge and speed boosts. That's funny.
Speed boost shouldn't be slept upon.
Yeah, but she's afflicted, and that's what it gave her. And the dodge
that's
boost.
not as good.
Yeah.
I have to kill this necromancer apprentice. The quest reward is actually like ridiculously good. Only the mad or the desperate go to search for him. Well, guess which one I am. That quest reward is ridiculously good. Can I show that? I don't know what the... Is there a button to bring up the quest? Control options. No. Gameplay. Oh yeah, you can change the, you can modify the way you want to go for it.
How so?
There's configuration for stuff like this. So like you can turn off monsters leaving corpses if you want.
Oh, really? Cool.
At least in the PC version.
Oh.
But it should be in that game too. But I think you have to do it before you go into a dungeon.
Oh, yes, you can. But I have to wait till I'm back again.
Yeah, you have to wait until you're in the hamlet to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So time to find a needle in a haystack.
Let's look pages torn for Journal 2. My fears confirmed. With our torch doused by an errant spray of seawater, we were ambushed. Strange fish-like hominoids ambushed us in the sudden darkness. Pitch of the torch caught quickly, and I glimpsed scaly appendages, swing crude weapons, glistening barbed. Last long when our torch rekindled. Also, last one bit me in the neck before I got it. The wound stings tingling strangely. Our psychic told me to keep it clean and covered.
Motto is now fearful.
Oh, and there are enemies to deal with now.
Bleed resist on that fool. Alright. Whoever they got for the narrator in this game does a lovely job at being the creepiest dude ever.
Yeah.
room battle with a curio. I'm looking for a boss battle.
Compassion is a
And
remedy in the fever pitch of
and my Vestal just attacked my plague doctor for 2 and then healed him for 4.
Such is the way.
That is funny.
This game, I swear.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh wait.
I didn't even
Got
know.
that traps turned down.
I didn't even know the healing things could crit, honestly.
That's a big boy.
slowly.
I don't like that big boy.
Yeah, it's just
Life is taken.
crap. Okay. Our attack. Just continues to build beyond the point of affliction. She just shows bars for a second time. His body will give out, cure them, or retreat back down. Ew, boy, I better. I'm gonna retreat after this fight.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
You know, we're going home. All right. Okay, yeah.
Great
So
adversity
yeah.
has a beauty. It is the
All right. So, but Saw's got COVID, and Disman's got COVID Explorer, but Grimont got Scattering and Fast Healer. All
There
right.
we go.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my
Alright, so I
failings.
do want to see what the heck those were. Alright, so.
Alright.
Alright, so Crick's Core Adventure. Minus 20 stress and cuffs. That's not bad. And. Fast Healer. Huh. Plus 10 healing, percent healing. Alright. Alright, so we can go to the blacksmith
The
to
bellows
increase
blast
weapons
once
and
again.
armor.
The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
Debuffs, alright.
And we can also.
The
go to
smaller guys are
guild.
giving me bigger problems than the
Make no
big
mistake.
boy.
We will face ever
Yeah,
greater
no
threats.
I've already killed the big boy, and the
Soldiers
small
must be
dudes are
ready.
still being just really rude.
Alright, so I can get.
There we go.
God damn it, go away, sir. Oh.
All manner of diversion and dalliance await those who cross the threshold with coin.
It's like,
More
gag,
bracket
I
fire.
can't get rid of a frickin'. Because there's that guy in there. Alright, so we can have a Singer Flintarian, a Seeker Cultist, and another
She
Seeker
searches
Aquarian.
where others will not go,
Aquarian.
and sees what
Sarcophagus
others
is
will not
empty.
see.
Yep.
That's sad.
Alright, so Blacksmith, let's see. Nope.
Secret door. Never seen
Alright.
one of those before.
Guild. No. Alright. So, So guild will allow us to learn and upgrade moves. So, oops. Alright, so I didn't mean to buy Wicked Slice 1, but this must now has a melee attack. You can also get point blank shot and duelist's advance for him. Reynard can acquire battle heal, holy lance, and inspiring cry, which I might actually take.
Nice, okay. I've made a very good choice, because I found a secret door, and within, I found a lot of really good stuff.
Plague Doctor could take Noxious Blast. Man, this is something I always have. Something weird. It's like, which ones do I actually want?
Oops. there's a lot of choices you can make.
Yeah, for moves. So yeah, first our list has Warren Scavenger, plus 10% scouting chance.
I usually try to get rid of the Arbalist first because they can attack back row.
What was that?
I usually try to get rid of Arbalists first because they can attack back row. And you really don't want them to hurt back row. Especially if you got a Vestal back there.
Oh. Yeah.
Because if your Vestal gets like a really bad detriment from the stress of being attacked, then it's not good for anyone.
Yeah.
Especially if it's Selfish, because Selfish is really bad on a Vestal.
Yeah, luckily she doesn't have that yet, but she's basically just paranoid now, so I can't really use
Yet
it.
is what you need to be concerned about in Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
There is no if, there is a when.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't really use her until the damn, things, till that guy in the tavern's gone. Because she only recovers stress by drinking.
Mm-hmm. I'll let her heal herself. My guy was stunned, so that's not good at all.
Oh, that is a really bad one. The Equitarian we have has Thanatophobia, plus 20 stress if below 50 HP. Real cultist, not that bad.
There we go. I'm back in my traditional order.
Well, the other Antiquitarian has minus 20% armor upgrade cost. Is that just for them, or is that for everyone?
I'm sorry?
The second Antiquitarian I have has Armor Tinkerer, which is minus 20% armor upgrade cost. Is that for just that character, or is that for everyone?
I think it's just for that character.
Okay, I probably might be... I don't know.
If it's like a town thing, then it's for everyone. But if it's on that character, then it's for them.
Okay. Probably might...
Okay. I shall take this time to heal everyone. There we go. Lovely. I'll just let go on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking out my freaking... Definitely taking you out. Because you need to chill out.
More gold. Alright.
But who do I want to use for that back row?
Yeah, I'll drop my holy water for now.
Guess I could use the...
Alright, hello Necromancer Apprentice. We got some beef.
I guess I could use the, cultist.
Buff targets.
For that slot.
Manto's resolve is tested. Hopeless. Well, our Beastmaster's hopeless. That could be worse. I think it could be worse. I hope it's worse. I hope it's not as worse. There's a lot of really bad news, honestly. Debuff target, mark target, yeah. I'll mark Necromancer with Whistle. And Smite on Bone Soldier. Okay, he's now in slot 2, which means that my Chester can attack from that range. But now we have a resolve test. Fearful. Alright. I don't like fearful. Alright, I need you to be in slot 3. flesh is willing. Ugh. There are some creepo attack names in this game.
Corruption
Straight out of the
soil,
Lovecraftian
sucking all the
glossary
life
of
from these
words
groves.
that make you think
Let us burn out this
unimaginable
evil.
things. Alright.
There can be no hope in
And
this hell.
great, my Hellion is now helpless.
I mean, it could be worse. Because my Beastmaster's fearful, I tried to heal him and he rejected it, so he can't get healed that turn.
Well, guess I'll just see how far I can go.
There's always leaving.
I don't have a whole lot of money. Well, I don't. It was just the beginning of the area.
Alright.
So.
Okay, everybody gets
And
buffs.
great. Now we have these creepy tick things to deal with.
Man, this is not going in my favor right now. Okay, he just attacked on his own. I'll at least stabilize.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Shit, man. Shit.
Sample journal. I am become vengeance. All cultists fear my mace. Brigands fear my roar. I am outnumbered, 'tis true. I am starved, half mad, but as long as there is breath in my body, I will press on. I will wreak unbearable agony on those who seek to despoil my great manse. And now they come. I douse my church. I do not fear the darkness. This is my house, and woe to the uninvited. It sounds like a dead person thing.
It sounds like a normal man to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
And here's another journal of Darius Highwayman. My end. I scroll this, victim of cruel fortune, who took me upon my wager, for I have lost my lucky coin, and I now lie helpless. My blood flows swiftly from my ruined body. My fingers are cold. It was no trap, no raving cultist sealed my fate. We were ambushed by two undulating shapes, two small entities I cannot describe.
Well, there
and
goes our
third,
Beastmaster.
a much larger beast. Poor Moy was crushed into a pulp as a Therian defender, and he soon lost arms, which left him. Shambler! Shambler! He kept striking, his raven yanked him to flee. Lay here, by them behind his blade when it swallowed monsters. Last shot, then smashed in the wall. Well, the big one. Maybe they made it out. Yeah, these spiders are creepy. You weren't kidding. These are creepy spiders.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Screw you both. Now there goes another one. And I forgot to change that one option.
Oh, are you shitting me?
What happened?
Victory nonetheless.
I abandoned a fight, and they all immediately died from a heart attack before I could abandon the quest.
Oh, that sucks.
Jesus. All right.
That
That quest is
sucks.
hot garbage. I do not like that the apprentice necromancer at all.
Well, let's see how if this journal will cheer you up. Trample Journal 1. Sebastian's watch was the last. We were jolted during our evening's repast, the best we could make in these murky halls of our once great house from the roar and flash of black powder. Dropped our bowls and hurried down. All we could find was a spent pistol and trail of blood leading me to shadows. We pressed on.
Jeez. Jeez. You know? It went south so quickly. I love this game so much.
Nature herself, a victim to this corruption, malformed with misintent.
Let's just start ignoring corpses. No, that gave nothing.
I just saw a tweet that is regrettably true, is that we are all outliving Toys R Us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really messed up.
Toys R Us was younger than me, I think. No, actually, that was an 80s thing, wasn't it?
I have no
Okay.
idea.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Hold on.
That would have been a blatant lie. Regardless, I made it into the Fortnite invite for mobile. The problem
cool.
is that I have an iPhone 6 and not a 6S, so it crashes on startup.
Oh, cool. We have a found map.
Oh well, you know. I think you can hold the take button and take all.
Oh, really? Okay.
By the way, yeah. I saw a little radial thing.
Their formation is broken.
Alright, I'll try that the
Maintain
next time.
the offensive.
Yeah, the spider design in this game looks awesome,
As
but
the evening falls,
It does, but it's also.
I don't like
pretty-
Biggie. I don't like big boys at all. I don't like big spoilers.
Great.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be the maggots.
another abomination.
Those maggots do not look nice at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they have disease. I forgot about that.
The maggots also make me think of the 80-pound flea from
Yeah.
Oh, good thing you rejected him. Food for everyone. Now at least we're almost done with this. Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's kick your asses.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Good, he's bleeding. There's the other guy, good.
Gently.
Everybody's taking a dive into the Eldritch today, apparently.
How so?
Well, I mean, I always kind of considered Dark Souls to be a little bit into the Eldritch. And Juke is doing
Yeah.
Dark Souls today after Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
which is also slightly eldritch because of Omen.
Really?
I didn't really think about that.
Really? You see that as... No, I don't. I do not see Final Fantasy X as eldritch.
Well, I mean, it's not entirely eldritch, but like the big boss,
Sin?
Omen,
again,
I think is his name. Whatever.
Sin.
Sin. There you go. Sin is pretty eldritch.
I don't see Sin as eldritch. Oh, okay.
Regardless, the
Corruption is an endless battle, but one that
Alright,
must
so let's
be
see what we
fought.
got now. And all are bad. Egomania, guilty conscience, and flawed release. Oh boy.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that
Well, at
letter.
least now we have the sanitarium. Alright, so let's see what this one. Oh hey, the
I don't
Plague
know.
Doctor got a thing. There you go, buddy. Alright.
if I wanted to do some eldritch stuff,
Finally.
I would play Call of Duty Zombies because Black Ops 3, the launch map Shadows of Evil, is pretty much like the only map of its kind in the franchise history that actually has like Lovecraftian influence. All the other maps are pretty traditional,
Experimental techniques and tonics can overcome
but
things
Shadows
that
of
the
Evil
sword
is
and the
like,
sword cannot.
go to these 4 locations and sacrifice these 4 souls. Then go to this altar and summon Cthulhu. It's like, okay. Sure, sounds fine to me. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know. It's fine. That's actually still proper. That is how Roman numerals worked before they decided to do that.
Alright, so there's
So
that.
Black Ops 4 is still pretty legit with the Roman numeralization.
Actually, let me see if I can upgrade.
It just doesn't look right because we're so used to 4 being
Alright.
spelled IV.
Alright, so I'm gonna be a. So let's upgrade Reynolds weapon.
People are thinking that it's not Roman numerals, it's going to be like tally marks.
Just see. Alright, cool. So that's all we can do for that. Guild, nothing. I kind of. Yeah. I'm surprised that I haven't really lost any characters
Well,
yet.
I wouldn't say that.
I say yet.
It'll happen.
Alright,
Like you're pretty early on, so it's gonna seem easy,
yeah, I know.
Barbaric rage
but
and
it'll
unrelenting
stop
sanity
being
for a
easy pretty
powerful
quickly.
ally.
Because the way that this game handles progression is every dungeon starts at like level 0.
Yeah.
And as you complete missions and everything, the difficulty of those dungeons increase. So eventually you'll get to the point where I'm at, where it's like, even a level 1 area is gonna kick your ass.
Well, now I have Warrens and the Cove, so might as well. Oh, whoops, no. Alright, so I want to take Reynold back.
You were just about to send one dude out there.
Yeah. When it's
Don't worry, you got this, dude. You're just in the back row. It's fine. It's the Warrens. What's the worst that could happen?
alright, so that's there. Alright, so we're just gonna do the Warrens. this is a short one. Yeah, so we want to take 12 things of food.
I've always wondered
Torches.
how difficult it would be to make some kind of.
2 shovels. Alright, so we want to take.
Well, I mean, if I really wanted to, I would do Call of Cthulhu.
2 extra torches.
Because that's pretty much the tabletop variant of this.
3
Just, you know, set in the
medicinal
1920s.
herbs, 1 holy water. Oh, I already have that. 1
Actually, the funny thing is that I'm working on a new campaign right now. That isn't Parasite Eve. I've been working on this one for a while.
2 keys.
It's also set in the 1920s, but in the steampunk era. I guess for some reason, the 1920s were so quick to advance technology that people are just like, well, what if we didn't do this?
Yeah, I always found that weird. I mean, I am interested in steampunk. I
Yeah.
am interested in steampunk.
Steampunk is basically the cop-out for not electricity. Like, when electricity is still a thing, but everything that is, like, gas-powered or engine-related is not oil-based, it's steam-based. Like, I think that's a very interesting way to look about things, because that also means that certain innovations can't happen, because there's no way to do precise manufacturing, which means that firearms
They breed quickly down
and
there in
weapons
the dark.
have to be
But
still
perhaps we
built
can
custom,
display
which
them even
means that some
faster.
weapons would have flaws. And that just kept me thinking.
Such
Like
blockages are
that's where I'm at
unsurprising.
in this campaign. I'm
These
just like,
tunnels
all right,
predate even the earliest settlers.
there's a lot of weird that goes on when you remove certain elements and then re-implement them into the format.
Waiting to be spent.
Like there's some weird stuff that can happen in the 1920s. So that's where I'm currently at with the planning phase. I haven't worked on well, let me reiterate. I've been working on this campaign more, and I'm about to put the campaign I'm working on right now to a close. Simply because it's like there's not a whole lot else I can do with it. Like at its core, it was primarily for playtest, just to like try and see what I can do with homebrew.
Back to the pit.
So like the current setting I have with the campaign I'm running is apocalypse, you know, like not like end of the world kind of thing, but like what happened in the past doesn't affect the present, so people just are. Like they don't worry about history as much as they worry about self-preservation, so they're like communities of 50 or 60 in the ruins of a city that was of tens of thousands of people. That's what the current setting is. And that was just a setting to like test and see what people were into.
Maintain the offensive.
So now I just have to work on this setting. Still working on the Parasite Eve module, because that does need a little bit of work before I'm like comfortable. But hey, D&D's awesome. Roman
hurts.
numeralization thing is the Roman numeralization thing is fine.
I just find it funny that it's basically just
It is weird.
4 eyes instead of just the ivy.
Yeah. People are theorizing that it's tally marks, like I said, which is like sort of the norm in Call of Duty Zombies, is that it's in tally marks, like round numbers is tallied.
Surges as the enemy crumbles. Impressive.
Something about the design of those spitters just doesn't sit well with me. Maybe it's the fact that the pig head doesn't move, but the skull does.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I love this kind of like body horror style though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, stop dodging.
The problem with me being a homebrew D&D person is that I'm always trying to create
Continually
um,
onslaught.
something
Destroy
unique.
them.
It might not last too long, but it was never the reason or the point to make it last forever. It was always to just give people something unique to experience. There's a lot of games like that in tabletop. If you investigate the myriad of tabletop games out there, you'll probably. Okay, pig almost fell off the bed.
Glittering gold.
You'll probably find a
Trinkets and
myriad of tabletop
Paid
games that
for
change
in
up the
blood.
formula in some way to make it really interesting. Like, there's a tabletop game called Dread, which is a horror D&D module, kind of set like in the 1980s or whatever. So it kind of plays out like every other horror movie you've seen, like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween,
Watch
stuff
your
like that.
step.
Yeah.
But instead of rolling dice, every time you perform something that runs the risk of something happening, you play Jenga. So you remove a piece and put it back on the top. And it just gets progressively more difficult as the game goes on.
Such a
And if the
terrible
Jenga tower
soul cannot be
falls,
left
then
unanswered.
your character dies.
Uh-oh.
Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
I
There
have
are,
a
of
few.
course, other ways about it, but you know, there are some crazy tabletop games out there. You have two occultists. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that. That was my fault. But we're almost done.
I mean, it seems as though it's working in your favor.
Yeah, but now one of them's just fearful.
Ornaments. Neatly
Yeah,
ordered,
Fearful's not a good one.
lovingly admired.
I don't know. There's a couple of tabletops I've always wanted to take a dive into.
Ah, crap.
One of which is Vampire the Masquerade. Because I've always heard about it, but I just never
Compassion is a rarity
knew what it was
in the
about.
pitch of battle.
It's apparently like a gothic punk kind of setting. Like it takes place in modern times, but it's like super gothic punk. I've never seen it played, and I've never played it. It seems like a
Ah,
very
crap,
heavily
we're gonna kill
underground
the guy.
tabletop.
Oh, cool. Good one.
A moment of clarity in the eye of
You
the
gotta-
storm.
Yeah, virtuous.
Nice. Yeah, you got a heroic buff. That's great.
Yeah, that.
Heroics are great.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Set in a fictionalized gothic punk version of the modern world where players assume the role of vampires, who are referred to as kindred, and deal with their night-to-night struggles against their own bestial natures, vampire hunters, and each other.
And he's also irrational
Gasping.
and spoken tongues.
Taken over the edge into madness.
Yeah.
And there goes someone.
Yeah?
Oh no, he's
At
at
the
death's
very
door.
precipice of
Yeah.
oblivion.
Death's Door doesn't... Like, you can heal them out of Death's Door, but they have debuff for a while.
There, healed him. Damn it! Stop missing.
That's the great thing about Wild Reconstruction. It's such a powerful healing spell.
Good, he's a big guy. Damn it!
That is actually a game I wanted to... It is actually a game I wanted to pick up at some point just to see what it was like.
What game?
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
I don't know.
It's apparently the closest thing you can get to the core rule set of the game, except in a modern RPG style. So I've always been curious. That said, though, I mean, this is the problem with becoming addicted to like tabletop RPGs, is that you just want to try everything. Like, since the day I started DMing, I was like, I want to run a Call of Cthulhu campaign. You know, I'm always like, I'm not a combat guy. I don't take pride in my sense of like combative nature. Like, I can't factor how well my players can handle a scenario, but I'm really good at setting the stage for stuff. And as masturbatory as that sounds, I mean, like, I pride myself on the fact that I like creating interesting worlds, much less the combat, I suppose. That might change with this new campaign, though. I'm like super excited. It's also gonna be a little bit more than the 4 people. I'm gonna stick with 6 people, and it's gonna be locked at 6 because I think 6 is good enough to where there's not a whole lot of dead silence between stuff. Like, everybody has their own stuff to do. But yeah. Once this campaign ends, I'm gonna spend about a month figuring out the setting and the campaign. And then I'm gonna have like a session 0 maybe in May. I'll sort of have like an invite thing going on. Because, I mean, you're invited to any D&D campaign you want to join.
Yeah, it's like I still kind of need to come up with a character.
Injury and despondency.
Yeah.
Stage for
I'm really
heroism
just bad at that.
or
Yeah.
cowardice.
I mean, I'm still, like, I've had to change up the rules for Parasite Eve a little bit because it was a little too exact to the gameplay mechanics. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of dice rolling going on, so I'm gonna change that. But,
As life ebbs,
once I figure it out, it should be
terrible
fine.
vistas of emptiness reveal
The-
themselves.
I don't know when I'm gonna do Parasite Eve. I'm still, like, trying to figure it out.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, really? Wrong one to heal.
Don't you love the detriments where they take their own commands?
Yeah.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
And irrational.
If I was dying, irrational would be my way to go, really. I'm
Please
already
do.
irrational.
Thank you, good. 10. That's not that bad, but honestly,
Yeah.
better than anything.
I mean, I'm already irrational, so clearly that's how I want to die.
Alright, so let's let this big guy and dead.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Yeah, I'll probably... Because Session 0 for a campaign means that I'm going to be able to learn about people's characters a little bit better. Because that was one of my biggest flaws, is that I just created, and I wasn't really making anything to build for the party, anything interesting for them. So, but I also think that they didn't exactly have anything considered for their characters. Like, I kind of had to fill in the blanks for them. So Session 0 means that they give me ideas. And then they, like, kind of build their character's backstory and their plot and their reasoning for stuff from there. So eventually, the next campaign is going to be a bigger deal. But right now, I'm just sticking to the fold here. Trying to make sure that, I don't shoot myself in the foot later. Because I have a lot of campaigns in mind. Like, I'm always sitting on 3 or 4 campaigns worth of ideas. And I say campaigns in the loose sense, more like just one-offs and stuff. Because I have the new campaign, the steampunk style campaign. And then I have the Parasite Eve campaign sitting in the midst. And then I have the survival horror style campaign. Which is kind of like based off Resident Evil. I've been doing those as like a little mini series whenever the whole party isn't there. So yeah, I got time. I got time to kill.
A strict regimen is paramount if one is to master the brutal arithmetic of combat.
Oh yeah. Stagecoach, Jester.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna make a post and get a check on
Another Plague Doctor.
the next campaign.
And I'm now full in that stuff. Alright. Ooh, some sort of Houndmaster. You know, I think I might just call this right now, 'cause it's kind of pretty long.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, that
You,
is...
you really can't only tolerate this game for like 2 hours
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're just like, yeah, I kind of want to.
Well, that is it for this this rendition of Yuyu versus Roguelikes. Thank you for stopping by, Ty, and we'll be sure to have you back for more Dark's Dungeons.
Yeah.
And I will see. Well, we will see you guys, everyone, on Wednesday for Parasite Eve. Although the stream for that might be a little later, cause I work from 2:30 to 6:30 on Wednesday. So, yeah. So, see you guys on Wednesday, everyone.